the own County Mayor of Knox County, Glenn Jacobs.
Thanks, Rich. I'm not, promise I won't knock you off that, all right? I'm actually, unfortunately, uncomfortable calling today Independence Day. I think I'm just going to call it 4th of July. Because the things that we think about with independence and the connotations of that term, it's trouble right now, and it's unfortunate. When I ran for office and people ask me, why are you running for office? I would always say, because I do worry about the direction of this country, and I worry about especially the world that my grandchildren are going to inherit. My grandchildren are over at the house today, and we were in the pool, and of course that caused me to think about that even more. I never really thought as county mayor that I would literally be put in a position where I would be fighting for their future. Because this pandemic is a serious issue. I have never said it's not. I think that people should follow the guidelines that are set forth. Pandemics, though, go away. Freedom can too. And if we let freedom go away, it will never come back. And we cannot allow that to happen in this country. Because this country has been, and should always be a beacon to the rest of the world of liberty, free society, free markets, and free people. Amen. Woo! Now it's kind of interesting because I believe that. I just found out that an elected official thinks that I'm reckless. Because I believe that my children, my grandchildren, should have the ability to choose how they live their lives. Somehow that's reckless. You know what I think is reckless? I think removing all limitations and restrictions on government so that it can do whatever it wants to do is extraordinarily reckless. But I'm in good company because the people that founded this country, on July 4th, 1776, and even before that, because there was hostilities for years leading up to that, they were reckless. Because conservative meant something a little bit different back then. And the conservatives told them, why would we want to break away from our king? Just because he's throwing all these mandates on us, just because he's making us do all these things, just because we have taxation without representation, just because we have writs of assistance, which means that the redcoats can knock down our doors and come in without a search warrant, just because there are arbitrary laws, just because our citizens are being impressed into the Royal Navy, just because they're taking people overseas to try them in England, just because he's disbanded our parliaments. Why would we want to break away from that? And they said, because we want to be free. Because it's our birthright. Actually for them as Englishmen, but now as Americans. So let's skip to the modern day, and I'll tell you what's happened kind of with me with this whole pandemic thing. When this first got on our radar, and I went and I talked with our health department and other people about how we were going to handle this. I mean, the things that were laid out to me were great and things that government should be doing. We were going to coordinate with hospitals and with the ambulance service. We were going to do all these different things working with the private sector so that they could handle what unfortunately looked like was about to happen. Well, then one day I get told, well, we might have to start shutting businesses down. Huh? When did that happen? And we're going to do blanket shutdowns of business. Well, in the Constitution of the United States of America, in the Fifth Amendment, it says you can't be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. But now all of a sudden, we're just going to shut businesses down. Oh, and we're going to tell people that they have to stay at home. Well, the Fourth Amendment says that we are protected from unreasonable searches and seizures, which means that the police may not stop you without probable cause. So you have the right to travel unmolested. Oh, And we're going to limit gatherings to 10 people. Well, there's this little thing in the First Amendment that says people have the right to assemble. And then in some places in this country, they said you can't go to church. Wonder what George Washington would think about that one. And even now in California, did you guys hear the latest? Gavin Newsom is prohibiting singing in church. I don't know how much more clear a violation of the First Amendment you have to have. That's a pretty big one. So then we get to this mask thing. And again, it's not a discussion about masks. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. I don't know.
I will not comply.
But that's not the question. The question is, does government have the right to mandate something like this? And does an unelected body have the right to mandate this? And of course, I said no. And for that, I guess I'm reckless. But I do encourage, but again, I encourage you to be safe. So I'm not saying don't wear masks. I'm just saying the government should not subject you to criminal penalties if you choose not to. But here's the thing, when people say that I'm being reckless and we have to mandate things, do you know what they're saying about you? You're reckless too. Not only are you reckless, you're stupid. Not only are you stupid, you're irresponsible. So politicians and bureaucrats have to tell you what to do.
That's not America.
And that ain't America. Let me tell you guys, this morning, before the kids came over and played in the pool, I'm walking my black lab through the neighborhood. And I'm a really good owner, man. I love that dog. I take care of him, do everything I can to make his life comfortable. But he's still a dog on a leash, and I'm still his master. And he's lucky that he has a good master. Human beings and my grandkids are not dogs that should rely on the benevolence of their masters. They're free people that have a choice and should be able to live their lives as they choose. And that's what America is all about. Then I will say another current issue. In America, yeah, we've got our flaws. We've got our warts. You know, black folks haven't been treated well. Okay? Segregation just ended up a couple generations ago. And it needs to get fixed. It needs to get improved. But the way that we do that is ensuring that everybody has access to the American dream. It's about opportunity. It's not about saying that some people should get more. It's about saying, hey, we can all get what we want.
You have to work for it.
But America needs, and this is where we can all work together, we need improving it. But we shouldn't destroy it. And unfortunately, there are people that do not want to work together to improve this country. They want to destroy it. That ain't gonna happen. Thomas Paine said, if trouble must come, let it come in my day so my child may have peace. I'm afraid trouble might be coming. But I vow to you, as long as I'm where I am, and as long as I have any say in it, America's gonna keep on going. And I know you all feel the same way. So today might be the 4th of July, but hopefully next year, it'll be Independence Day again. Thank you.